Okay, maybe we are audibly ready to go this time. Can everybody hear me? I think we are good. Yeah, okay. All right. What's up, everybody? Sorry about the little issue there with the audio. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. So I restarted the computer, and all is right with the universe. F. Shane, what's up, man? There he is, coming in hot with the awesome avatar there. There is no more beautiful avatar than the nose cone of an airplane. What's up, Kim? How you doing? James, we can hear you now. That's awesome, James. Thank you. Hey, Stephanie, how you doing? Good to see all of y'all. I wanted to do a quick little live session, just because I like to cover conjunctions and stuff like that. And these things come around every once in a while. This isn't necessarily a conjunction, but it is pretty cool nonetheless. If you have to wake up early in the morning, you're going to be happy about this. If you have to go to bed early and wake up at like 8 a.m. for something, you might not want to wake up extra for this. It's going to be one of those slow play events, right? How you doing, Dominique? Hey, Bernie, Eleanor, good to see all of y'all. Drop in the comments where y'all are watching from. I'll go through those as we go along, but this is what you can expect right before dawn. Now, to just put it out there, anywhere you are in the world, pretty much within the next 24 or so hours, this is going to remain true. If you're on the other side of the planet right now, if you're in Europe, wherever, you are going to see something similar tomorrow morning, which I guess will be, or maybe is happening now, or I'm not sure what time it is over there. But for those of you that are on the coastal American or the continental Americas, this is what we're going to see at dawn precisely. And we can go around the world if y'all want to know what it's going to look like from certain places. We got Texas in the house, South Carolina, Iowa. Oh, look, we got a Houston not far from me down the road. New Jersey, Ohio, Tampa Bay. So you guys are all in the States. Everybody's going to be basically seeing the same sorts of views here, which is cool. Because this view I have set up right here in Sky Safari Pro, this is just set for Texas. So what I'm going to do here is kind of pan around and show y'all what y'all can expect to see. Now, imagine this green line is your horizon. Now, that's, pretty much, like I said, before dawn, within the next, little bit of time, this is what you're going to see kind of above the horizon. So the first thing that you're going to probably want to find is our old friend, the moon. And it's going to be up here. It's going to be a really beautiful moon, too, because it's going to be that late phase crescent, which is always awesome. You get into these late phase crescents, and you have to be up right before dawn to see this particular crescent, which is awesome. For those of y'all that have definitely seen one of those, let me know in the chat, because those are fun. You get up kind of early to go on a road trip or something, and you see the moon kind of like this. It's always like, wow, there it is. Every once in a while you'll accidentally catch it like that. Colorado in the house, Rochester, Utah, India. What's up, India? How are y'all doing over there? Waco. A lot of Texas in the house. That's good. So once you find the moon, the rest of this is going to be super easy, and I'm going to teach y'all how to kind of hop to each object. If you don't want to wake up at, I think it's at 5:43 right here, and again, that's going to be local time wherever you're at, basically. So as long as the sun is below the horizon, you should be able to see all this fun stuff. Once the sun gets closer or above the horizon, this is going to be unseeable. However, in a different configuration, this kind of thing is going to last for a little while longer, at least a few days, and we can test that theory by going forward in time. So when you find the moon, which is going to be right in your eastern sky, you'll be able to go. Good luck with Uranus. You're just not going to be able to probably see that. I think it's at it's like some ridiculous number. Let's go over here. Magnitude 5.8. Maybe in a dark sky. I've definitely seen Uranus naked eye. But that was one time at the El Dorado Star Party when I knew exactly where to look. So it's tough. So good luck with Uranus. If you see Uranus, though, cool. And then you can laugh with your friends, because I'm sure there's lots of Uranus jokes in the chat, which are always fun. Hey, there's a bunch of friendly faces in the chat. I'll get to y'all in a second. We'll say hello to y'all as we go along. Once you find the moon, the crescent is going to be on the sun side, right? Because that's how the universe works, right? The sun side of things get illuminated. So there's your crescent right there. Venus is going to be the brightest thing in this particular area besides the moon. Okay, so you're going to be able to immediately spot the moon, and you're going to be able to almost immediately spot Venus if you stay up early enough or late enough, however you want to look at it, I guess. Also, if you have a good horizon, this is pretty low. This is, you're at the Earth horizon, so even if you were on the ocean, this is what you would be obscured by. You couldn't see anything below that. But most of us live in suburbs or things like that, so we have trees or other houses, things like that are going to be in your way. So good luck with Mercury. Although, if you know where there's a nice eastern horizon, because you can see this is right here, down here is due east. So if you know where there's a place where you have a good eastern horizon, leave your house a little bit early for work or something at 5:30 in the morning, and or 5 o'clock even better, and get out there and try to get in place for this. If you want to see it, again, it's just a bunch of planets in the sky, which is still cool. I think a lot of us seasoned astronomers may be a little bit jaded to it, but to see all of the planets in a row like this is pretty cool. I mean, you've got it from the sun here. It looks like a solar system diagram, doesn't it? I mean, you have the sun here, Mercury, Venus, Uranus is down here, and we'll ignore that for now. The moon, we've got Mars, Jupiter, little bitty Neptune there, and Saturn all the way over here. And then everybody's gonna complain if you don't say, oh, but what about Pluto? Good luck with Pluto, naked eye, y'all. That's plus 14th magnitude. I have a picture of Pluto back when it was in this region right here, and I think that was probably from the 2014 or 15 era, when Pluto was in this. Look, I'll zoom in for y'all. It was over in this particular. I don't remember exactly where, but what's funny is it kind of just looked like a star amongst a billion other stars. In fact, it took me, I think, a half hour to an hour. Once I had the photo, I had to star hop to find Pluto, and that was rough. This software exaggerates the brightness of these things while it's out and you have planets selected like that. But this is probably more accurate right about here. You can see it. It's just, even right there, it's too bright to really. That's a false kind of advertisement there. It's false advertising, Sky Safari Pro. But you can see this is an entire planetary nebula over here, RO 339, and Pluto's like this little bitty dot. So good luck with a telescope, a big, good, fancy tracking photographic telescope. Sure, you can see Pluto, no problem. It's gonna be an image of it, and you're gonna be like, okay, that thing next to that other thing is Pluto. Whereas if you took a picture of Saturn, Jupiter, or whatever else, you'd probably get detail, right? A lot closer. But there they are. That's all of them. And everything besides some of the asteroids, I guess, they're all in this line, which we call the ecliptic. And when you go outside this morning, if you do decide to take this in, notice that. Notice how it starts in the east and goes all the way across your sky. And then you can imagine it extending down into the western horizon. And all the planets, all the moon, the sun, everything in our sky moves through that line, that ecliptic. Depending on where you are on planet Earth, that ecliptic can be here, like it is for me, or it can be down here in the further south if you're up north of me in Iowa or Chicagoland or somewhere up that way. Or it could be even higher in your sky if you're more south than Texas. Maybe if you're in Mexico or somewhere down in Colombia even, it starts going into the northern horizon out here. Your whole sky shifts, not just the planets, right? So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys. I mean, get out and view this thing, even if you just kind of drag yourself out to enjoy it temporarily. If you have a scope, you might want to check out some of these objects. Like the moon's going to be beautiful. Venus, you can see, is going to be in this sort of phase, which is kind of a gibbous Venus phase. So you can see the limb of Venus right here, and this is the area where the sun is rising and setting on Venus. You can see there's probably a planet back here, but we just can't see it from our angle. If you got a really good scope, like some of my friends out here, you can do that planet. It's an early morning kind of thing, or in certain seasons or certain times a late afternoon kind of thing. I think Mercury is easily doable in binoculars. I definitely have seen Mercury naked eye. That was at the Texas Star Party. It was in the evening sky. But you can see here, you're only getting half of Mercury from our perspective illuminated. So that presents a little bit of an issue when you want to look at it. It's a little bit dimmer than it normally is, but it's at visual magnitude negative 0.1. Sorry, that is more than doable. That is more than doable. So let's check in on some of the chat here. Yes, the moon is quite awesome. And look at how much Mercury looks like the moon, kind of. It's actually kind of fascinating. Time travel is possible. Thanks, Travis. Oh, yeah, because we had this banner. Where did it go? It's somewhere. Oh, there it is. Boom. Blame Travis. We won't blame him if he's not here. That's not nice. He might be here. I don't know. I haven't seen his comment yet. Brad Sloan says, having all the planets in the same area messes with my sidewalk astronomy business. All I got is the moon right now, and only for 10 days out of the month. That's exactly true, Brad. It's kind of annoying. I have to wait until September until I have Saturn. Yeah, that's the fun part, is we kind of have to wait till summer for all these planets. Or if you stay up, late enough, but like Brad is doing the sidewalk astronomy thing, it's definitely easier to get people out in the evening versus the morning. World end? No, world not end that we know of. Hopefully world not end, unless something is going on in the news that I'm not aware of. Did somebody launch nukes already? Yes, so Joe brings up a good point. Just check your local sunrise and get out at least an hour before that. Good luck seeing Neptune naked eye in my 8-inch scope. It's just a gray blue dot. Yes, I don't ever recall myself seeing hey there, Theo. I don't recall ever seeing Neptune naked eye, but definitely Uranus, I'm pretty sure. And that was at its opposition when Earth was at its closest point to that. You can also see the famous Seven Sisters is going to be rising in the morning. The Pleiades, as some of y'all like to call it, the Subaru cluster, or Messier 45. It only has 17 names, but it's this little shopping cart asterism in the sky, or like my friend Bram likes to call it, the lunar lander, which you can kind of imagine a lunar lander here with some legs. And then look, there's the ladder the lunar astronauts climbed down on and walked on the moon. I like that asterism, though. I think it sounds better than the Pleiades or the Seven Sisters or the Subaru cluster. I'm just, I'm all up for renaming some of this stuff. As you pan around, we'll check out the moon real quick. Select it and zoom in. I can do all this with the buttons, but I'm just going to do it manually. You can see we're in a really late phase moon here. Not a whole lot of the moon illuminated. In fact, it's only 18.5% of the moon is illuminated, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Will it be live here? No, I'm not gonna set up a scope for this, Michelle. It's one of those things that's it's better naked eye. It's kind of like a meteor shower. Like a meteor shower, if you had a telescope, that'd be the worst time to use it because you're looking at such a small section of the sky. You know what I mean? So even binoculars isn't worthy of a meteor shower or something like this. Now, if you want to check out one of the specific planets, because now you know where they all are, right? If you're looking at all the charts that are freely available online and things like that, you can figure out which one's Saturn, Jupiter, Venus as you go along, which is really cool. But yeah, I won't be able to live stream it. I'll probably sleep through this one. I know that sounds kind of lame. Although I am drinking coffee because it is coffee and astronomy. So you never know. I could be up till 8 a.m. Who knows? Very cool, Joe. That's a cool time to have seen that. And like Kenny says, hardest part is getting up that early. That's very true. If you take a nap and then try to get up and then do it real quick and then go back and, sleep until you have to either get up to work or school, or well, I guess school's mostly out now. So yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. This is a really cool moon, y'all. This is a moon that not a lot of people really get to mess with. It's most of the time people are asleep by 4 and 5 a.m., especially when the moon is out. Now, if it's a new moon, a lot of astronomers will still be up. Mars is always, unfortunately, a disappointment. I love Mars. I think it's a really cool little world that we get to have in our solar system. But in a telescope, you can just see how far I'm having to go to get any detail. Mars is, when people ask me, oh, can you see Mars? I'm like, yeah, but do you really want to? The only time I recommend viewing Mars through a telescope is when it's at opposition from Earth. And that is not right now. I don't think so. I think we still got a little ways, a little whatever. In fact, yeah, perihelion, June 21st. I guess that's, I'm not really sure. Anyway, good luck with Mars. It's really small, y'all. I can change the date and show y'all how much bigger it got during, or it was a couple years ago, how much bigger Mars appeared on our sky because it was so much closer to us. And now it's kind of just a red dot. If you look at it in most telescopes, you're literally going to see kind of a red, blurry dot, unfortunately. So I would say skip Mars and just go directly to one of the coolest planets in the solar system, which is Jupiter. This is what the moon structures will look like for this particular time of night, which I think we're still set to like 5:45 a.m. So you can see you got 3 of the 4 moons on the left-hand side and a lonely Io out there all by itself. And yes, you can see these moons with binoculars and with a telescope. I mean, binoculars is pretty easy. You need something to steady the binoculars with, a car hood, a tree, your friend. I don't know, something to steady the binoculars on, because otherwise you're going to be shaking around too much to get any real detail. So that's one thing that's kind of it's a caveat when looking at these further away planets in binoculars. Now, in a telescope, you're going to be able to see something more akin to this, maybe, without all the letters, of course. These letters aren't actually on the sky, which is fantastic. That would be very annoying. But I noticed something here, and look, we're going to have a shadow transit, which is always a cool thing to check out with a telescope. So this black spot on Jupiter, I'll make it a little bit bigger there. That black spot is the shadow of probably whatever's over here. Probably Europa. So yes, and I'm going to go ahead and call that as the shadow of Europa. So if you can imagine, the sun is down this way, okay, at this particular angle. Europa is a small moon that is casting a shadow out into space, and Jupiter happens to be close enough where you can actually catch that shadow. You can see this in a telescope. I have seen shadow transits many, many times on Jupiter, y'all. That is super cool, especially on a good clear night with really good seeing when the sky is really steady and clear and still. That is a super cool thing to see. And actually what we can do is I'll center this. We'll just remember that we're at 540, and I'll go minute by minute here and just kind of chug along, and you'll see what happens. That shadow just kind of moves across. Now you can see we are at, what time is it now? Local time, wait, That ain't right. 6 a.m. So it's 6. It's going to be well into the morning time after this point. So you're probably not going to see this much of the transit. But that's still pretty cool. Sometimes you'll even get a Europa transit. Let's see if that happens. Unless you track Jupiter all night long, and then as the sun comes up, and you still have your scope on and pointed at this thing, you can actually do these during the day. You can see this kind of stuff during the day, if your telescope or like knows where to go, which is really cool. So you can see Europa is now on the disk of Jupiter from our perspective. So that is very, very cool. Nina, what's up, Nina? She says, what time in the morning? Just before dawn. I would say, I mean, it's going to be kind of a longer play event. It's going to be one of those ones that you can kind of get away with showing up a little early or a little late. If you show up at dawn, though, you're too late. So just keep that in mind. I'll go back. What were we at? 5:45. So there's about 5:44 a.m. And I'll zoom out. So you can see the sun. As long as the sun is below the horizon, which is this green line over here in the east, you're good to go. But therein lies the issue, because you can see as I roll time backwards, what happens. So Mercury now 1 hour earlier. This is what 4:44 a.m. Just 1 hour earlier, and Mercury is below the horizon. So basically, you're not going to see Mercury, and you're not going to see Venus probably either, because your neighbor's home is blocking it, right? So that's very, very low, y'all. In fact, I think we can put up a grid here. Show grid with, there we go. 5 degrees. Good luck, y'all. If you hold your fist at arm's length, 5 degrees is between your index knuckle and your middle and ring finger knuckle. It's sort of half a fist if you hold your fist at arm's length. So half a fist above the horizon is where you're going to see Venus at 4:44 a.m. So you see what happened there. In just 1 hour, we lost the whole parade. We didn't get the whole parade. So you can show up at 4:44, but you're going to only see probably like the moon, Mars, Jupiter. You're not going to see Neptune. Good luck. Saturn, you'll definitely see Saturn. Saturn's a little tougher. It looks more like a star than the rest of the sort of planets. I guess maybe Mars kind of looks like a star too, but it's kind of a palish color. So it can... I'm going to take these grids away. It can kind of blend in sometimes. But once you see that it's next to Capricornus, and you'll definitely see these two stars. Even in the city, even in most suburban areas, you'll see these two. And then you can kind of guess like, oh, well, that must be Saturn since it's above those two. And good luck with Pluto. But you can see I'll even roll the time back. So for those of y'all that might be like, that's way too late or early, but I can do 3:45. Okay, so you're going to miss Mercury and Venus, but you should still be able to get the moon maybe through the trees or above the neighbor's house, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. You can still get those. I mean, I've been catching Saturn even as early as midnight, I think. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, here's about 12:45. And here's Saturn just kind of coming above the trees for me. I've got a lot of trees in the neighborhood. But you can see Jupiter is, what is this? 1:45 a.m. So even you night birds or late night owls, whatever, are going to have, an issue with this. That's why some of us in the amateur astronomy community we don't really talk up some of these things. This one I would like to talk about because everything is in one area of the sky. That's pretty cool. But it's worthy of a wide-angle picture from your iPhone or something, and then go back inside, go to bed, get some rest, whatever. Because it's one of those things that's, it's going to be a while before you ever see it again, maybe never. So see it on that particular, on that alone, I think it's worth it. But But you can see we're already, so the sun is barely below the horizon. We're already starting to get some winter constellations back, like the Pleiades, which isn't a constellation, but it's an asterism. Typically expect that in the winter. Taurus, you can see Orion is like holding the sun right here, which is pretty cool. So tomorrow when you're out in the sun, just know that it's right next to Orion, which is a pretty cool little thing to kind of know. We are getting those winter constellations back, which is cool. Joe says Saturn's actually experiencing a triple conjunction with that star. Ah, yes, kind of, yeah. If we can go back here, I'll zoom in on that. And conjunction just means, in astronomy, like it means this thing is close to the other thing. So this is pretty close. We've got Deneb Algedi, or Algedi? Deneb Algedi. I don't know. These aren't stars that I necessarily learned. And Nashira. Okay, cool. And then you've got Saturn itself chilling right here. We'll take a little look. I always tell people when you look at Saturn, enjoy this right here, because you will be a very old person the next time Saturn is like this. So you're like, well, wait, Will, what do you mean? I'll be an old person when Saturn is like this again. Well, let me show you. Let's. I think this is actually the North Pole of Saturn. In fact, I'm almost positive the hexagon is up here. This is the North Pole of our favorite planet, Saturn. Okay. I'm going to go to the date thing, and I'm going to go to years. So every time I click this button up here, a year is going to go past. And I want y'all to watch what happens to the rings. And notice that we're looking sort of down into the northern hemisphere here. So watch what happens. Just 1 year. Oh, let's go back. I got to center it. Sky Safari is too smart for me, y'all. Okay, there's 1 year difference. And I'll go back to now. And then we'll go to 1 year. You notice what happened, right? The rings are actually getting more flat, if that's the right way to put it. They're coming right for us, if you want to put it that way, I guess. And what's going to happen is, let's go back to now, and let's go back like last year and the year before that. Look at those rings, how they were tilted towards us. And the year before that, look at that. And the year before that. And maybe one more. Yeah, that's about at its maximum northern tilt. You can see the hexagon up in the northern pole of Saturn, and you can see the rings beautifully. The Cassini division is this big division out here, and then you've got this inky division on really clear nights. You can definitely see that little separation in the rings. Now, as time goes on, so we are in the year 2020. This is the year 2021. This is this year. This is next year, y'all. This is really starting to be dramatic and a dramatic change. Hey, Michael. What's up, dude? Thank you for the share, my friend. Good to see you, as always. He's a repeat customer, as a lot of y'all are, so it's good to see y'all. But yeah, this is something of urgency. If you have a telescope, if you don't have a telescope, join a local astronomy group and go out next time they're viewing Saturn, because otherwise you're going to get stuck viewing it like this. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this view. This is a great view of Saturn. It's not that grand ring, beautiful Saturn that we're all familiar with. I remember a friend of mine, Eric, and I looked at Saturn, I think it was 2009. So let's go back to 2009, and we'll see what happened here. So, oh, yeah, 2009. So my buddy and I looked at Saturn in his dad's little bitty telescope that he dragged out of the attic for us. Thank you, Eric. That was, and I think it was actually more like, no, it had to have been 08 or 09. Because it was a very, very thin line like this. So maybe even 2010. That was 2010, y'all. That was, 10 years ago? 12 years ago, which is wild to think about. So then we went through the years, and you can see what Saturn did. It displayed its northern hemisphere to us, and now it's sort of rocking the other way. And here's the thing, y'all. This is 2024 we're looking at right here. This is a very similar view that we had back in the 2010s. Now we're going to lose every year we go past 2024, 2023 or so. We're going to lose the northern hemisphere of Saturn completely. You can see the northern hemisphere is up here, pointing directly away from us. And now we're getting the southern hemisphere. Now this is the year 2026, which is a long, long way away, even though it's right around the corner, right? So look what keeps happening. It keeps happening. It keeps happening. This is going to be a beautiful view of Saturn. I can't wait for it. Hopefully we're all still here in 2030. This is June 22nd, 2030. And you can see it about 2031 or 2032. It sort of reaches its maximum in that tilt, and now it's going to start going back. Okay? And so here's about Saturn where it is right now. And 2041 is the year where we're going to see the moon, or I'm sorry, not the moon, where we're going to see Saturn like it is right now. So it will be 22 years before we see the northern hemisphere of Saturn pointed at us this way. So I can go back to now, and you can see it just flipped. We were looking at that way, pointed towards us. Now we're looking at this way. Of course, I went to a time when it was going to be up in the sky. So imagine it more like that. And in a telescope, depending on your optics, it's going to be reversed. A lot of y'all might have Dobsonians, or you might have refractor telescopes. Every different optical design is going to kind of, change the orientation of Saturn. So it's good to have a software like Sky Safari, like Stellarium. Stellarium's free, y'all. It's absolutely free. It's a quick download. It doesn't take up much room. You can add on to the program if you want to, with more stars, more deep sky objects, and that kind of thing, which is really cool. Joe says, I started astronomy in 2016 just in time to catch Saturn's greatest tilt a year later. See, there you go. And Joe, it's going to be in the 2040s before we get that view again. So that's why I always encourage people to get out and view Saturn when they can. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate you. Hey, Nora. Good to see you. Julie says, this is my first time seeing a telescope like this. So awesome. Thanks. Well, Julie, this isn't a telescope. This is just a software program. It's called Sky Safari Pro. If I can zoom out for you, you'll get to see. I use this software to show, it's a planetarium software, and it's basically just shows you what can be viewable on any particular night. I could put one of y'all's birthdays in here, right? And I could show you what the sky looked like on your birthday. In fact, throw a couple of birthdays down there while we're wrapping it up here, and I'll put some of y'all's birthdays in there. We can see where the moon was on the night you were born, or maybe Saturn is your thing, and you want to see what constellation it was in, because that helps your horoscope. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know about horoscopes. Don't ask Deep Sky Dude about horoscopes. I can show you the stars, but that's about it. Daniel says, thank you for the information. Have looked at planets through telescope. Always looked at the moon or stars or in pics. Yeah, you can't beat the moon through it. I mean, y'all, if you've never seen the moon through a telescope, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, we got one. February 15th, 1976. All right. So we'll go 1976. If y'all have any questions about that not the conjunction, just the alignment in general, pop them down in the chat, and then I can get those for y'all if y'all do have those kind of questions. All right, so February 15th, 1976. Oh, this is 81. 1976. February 15th. Okay. We're at like 4 a.m., so I'll roll the time back just a little. It was a full moon. Ooh, that means nothing. But that is pretty cool. You were born on a full moon, which is really cool. It's mostly full. It's still got quite a bit, actually. And Saturn was in the sky. Saturn was over here near Cancer and Gemini, which is kind of neat. Do we have any other planets? I don't see any other planets. They must all be under the ground. Yep, there's Venus, Mercury. Pluto's out there. Don't forget Pluto. So yeah, there you go. Oh, Jupiter's way down here under the sky. So you had one planet up in the sky. You had a nice full moon. That's pretty cool. All the winter constellations. A lot of these are actually spring and summer, which is kind of neat. All right, I saw a bunch of dates in here. I may not be able to do all these. Let's see, January 28th, 1984. Did I say that right? 1/28. 1/28. Somebody does this online and gets paid for it. Get a star chart for your favorite family member. And this is about 2 a.m. We can roll the clock back. I don't know, like you had Saturn and Mars kind of nicely packed. Nice little sort of conjunction. That's almost a conjunction, not really. The moon was in a late phase for this particular thing. It was going towards new moon. And there's the sky at that particular time. Of course, you know, only weirdos are out at 1:30 in the morning, so this is more of a respectable 11:30. And you can see not much in the sky, just stars, no real planets. It looks like all the planets must have been over by the sun. Yeah, look, Jupiter and Venus were really close. That's actually really cool. In fact, what we can do is roll the time forward and go to dawn, which would be about there-ish. Oh, yeah, look at this. If you woke up early that morning, though, that's a cool... You got Jupiter and Venus, two of the brightest planets, right there next to each other, like headlights in the dawn. And then you got a real thin, like I said, late phase moon heading towards new moon. That's really cool. Looks like Mercury's down there, too. Mercury's probably visible, more than likely, at that particular time. Very cool. We'll do one more, I guess. Let's see. Nora has been around for a while with us here. We'll do Nora's. It's in the 60s. I'm really curious to see what the sky might look like on, what is that, July 13th? Okay, so 7. And then we'll get to some questions if y'all have any. 1966, correct? There it is. All right, we don't want 7 a.m. That's daytime. We'll go to about midnight here. Nice Milky Way. Look at that. Gotta love the Milky Way. Oh, look, Jupiter and the sun are down here by each other. So you'd get Venus in the morning. A nice bright Venus in the morning. Again, a nice late stage moon here. Late stage moon going towards new moon. When the moon is over by the sun, that's new moon. So, and the moon is going this direction. So you'd had to get up pretty early to see the moon here. In fact, let's roll the clock forward a little bit, find out when that was. 3:30 in the morning, not too bad. A nice Saturn in the sky, though. And a lovely Milky Way. Of course, that's what we get in the summertime, which is kind of nowish. So if you're a Milky Way fan, go somewhere dark, and you'll be able to catch it. Okay, I'll go back to now, and then I'll roll up the grand planetary parade. Yes. Cool. What's up, George Lutch? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, you know, Jay, I stopped live streaming here, the moon, which is hilarious, because I kept getting copyright struck by live streaming the moon. So I kind of got tired of Facebook copyright striking me for live streaming our nearest friend, the moon. I literally was doing nothing else but live streaming the moon. So it's ridiculous. But Tiff, you're just going for this event, this little parade of planets that you see right here on the screen, just go out before dawn. Anytime before dawn. The closer you can get to an hour before dawn or 2 hours before dawn, the better, because then you might catch a glimpse of Mercury or even Venus down there. And it's going to be today. So for you, if you're on the other side of the globe, somewhere not in the Americas, you'll just go out when the sun is about to come up, and you'll see something similar to what you see here. The moon will be in a slightly different area, but pretty close. Pretty close. Oh, Emily knew her exact birthday. We'll do that one next time, Emily. I don't unless we got to it. I don't think we got to it, but we can do it next time for you for sure. So yeah, thanks, Heather. Appreciate y'all hanging out. If y'all do have any questions, you can comment down here on the video. I might be able to get it and answer it for you later if you're watching this later. And basically, you can throw questions or comments or whatever you want down. We'll get to them. And good luck, y'all. I wish you clear skies. Set an alarm if you're really into this. I think it's worth a look. I think it's worth dragging yourself and maybe the kids or the husband or the wife or the grandma, granddad out because, it might be a little bit before we see something like this again. Although I said that the last couple of times because that's what the media wants us to believe, right? It only happens once every, and they're right. But also, we get a bunch of planets quite often, and it's a beautiful thing. I say get out and view it all. I definitely don't say this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, even though it is. Y'all know me. Most of y'all know me, so you see where I'm coming from. Thanks, Bob, for hanging out. I'll be definitely doing more of these as time goes on. I might try live streaming the moon here on Facebook. I know some of y'all are watching on YouTube. I might try live streaming the moon again soon. I don't know. If I get copyright struck again, I'm probably just not going to live stream on Facebook ever again. So what y'all need to do, if you want to watch live streams, is follow my Instagram. It's the same as it is here, which is right there at the bottom, at Deep Sky Dude. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. I'm on TikTok as well, and I would love for y'all to watch me over there. I'm probably going to start maybe even live streaming exclusively to TikTok things that are astronomical in nature. Stuff like this, heads up, like, hey, get out tonight, this and this are going to be really close in the nighttime sky. I'll still do that here on Facebook and YouTube as well. But definitely the copyright strikes have gotten a little wild, so it's not fun to get those and realize these videos aren't even monetized anyways, but you get struck, and so audio can be pulled out and video can be pulled out and things like that. It's just not cool, and nobody owns the moon, so they shouldn't be able to copyright strike me. Julie says, what Sky app you mentioned? Okay, so the one I'm using right here is Sky Safari Pro. You don't need Sky Safari Pro if you're just a casual kind of fun sky person, right? I have the Pro version because I like a lot of stars, and I need to know exactly where I'm pointing a telescope, right? There is a free app, though, like I mentioned earlier, and there's a bunch of free ones, but the one that I recommend that's free is called Stellarium. And Stellarium is a fantastic app. Everyone should have Stellarium. It's Linux, it's Mac, it's PC, it's everything. It's expandable. So if you want just a base little app there, you got it. Or if you want some crazy Sky Safari Pro type thing, you got it. So definitely check out Stellarium. And again, you just Google Stellarium, S-T-E-L-L-A-R, Stellar, I-U-M, Stellarium. Stellarium. Emily says, I'm in north central PA. It's supposed to be cloudy, but I'm still definitely gonna check it out. Yeah, definitely give it a shot. Clouds are that evil thing that just attack you sometimes. So, are you gonna vid this, Will? No, Nora, probably not, because where the planets are in my sky, I have a whole lot of trees. I think even right here, what you're seeing right here, most everything is still going to be covered by the trees. So I'm just not. I might, but it will definitely be on TikTok. I'm on Twitch, Davi. Deep Sky Dude, actually. I didn't live stream there tonight because I couldn't get it connected for some reason. Not sure my age is allowed on TikTok. Actually, Bob, we need more of our age group on TikTok. So, yes, TikTok had a reputation early on of being sort of a young person's app, and I guess kind of at a point it was. I mean, I had that same kind of preconceived notion or whatever. Like when my wife was like, "You need to get a TikTok," I was like, "No, are you serious? Why? Why would I do that? That's career suicide or something. I don't know. It's a dumb app." And she was like, "No, you need to do it." And I listened to her, and that was in August of I think 2018 or something like that. And I'm glad I listened to her. Because I just started posting my astronomy content over there, and now I'm over 200,000 followers. And I was just posting whatever I was capturing, So, pretty cool. Thank you, Emily, for following me on TikTok. I appreciate that. I will be doing lives over there. Like I said, I do lives with night vision. I did one over there where I was doing the meteor shower recently. The meteor storm that really wasn't, but it kind of was a little bit. If you got to watch my live stream, you realized how many meteors there really were. It wasn't a storm; it was a medium to light shower, which was cool. I'm 40 and on TikTok to keep up with my kids and their stuff. Hey, yeah, exactly. Look, again, TikTok has some incredibly awesome adult content, not like adult content, like not safe for work kind, but adult content and like funny stuff like comedians and little short videos. I think now though on TikTok you can even do up to 10 minutes or something, or 4 minutes. I forget what it is. So it's not just these short videos anymore. It's a kind of a different platform. But if you're over there, follow me. If you sign up for TikTok, like you're like, I'll finally do it. Sign up for TikTok, follow me, go like a bunch of my videos, and what will happen is TikTok will be like, they're into space talk. And then you'll start getting all the physicists and astrophysicists, astrobiologists, geologists, people that look at stuff with microscopes. I could sit here and go on and on. Yeah, I spend way too much time on TikTok because my feed is literally scientists, cats, fail videos, stuff that makes me laugh, stuff that makes me very annoyed, stuff that makes me cry. I hate sad TikTok cat videos. I can't watch them. I'm sure some of y'all are the same way. But it's a platform that exists, is what I'll say. And so if you're a scientist or a social media person and you want to get your stuff out and do outreach in that way, it's a great platform for it. Kenny says, I did see 30-plus meteors drop at the same time around 2 to 3 a.m. that night. Kenny, I saw some wild meteors that night when I went to a local beach and where it was pretty dark. And I saw some wild stuff. I was using my night vision, and I saw, way more meteors than I would have seen naked eye. But you see that anyway with the night vision. But that night was more spectacular. But I saw out of the corner of my eye, well, actually, it was pretty almost direct on what looked like a group of asteroids, not asteroids, but a group of little meteors come in, and almost like a cloud of them or something. And I waited to see if anyone else said that they saw something similar. I didn't see any reports of anything, so I attributed it to just my eye moving and, whatever, a little optical illusion. But I've been observing for years, and what I saw looked like just a group of material come in and kind of burn up together, but it was really faint and really fast. So very weird. That was a cool meteor shower, though. I did have a good time with that. Have you ever witnessed something you can't explain in the sky? No, not really. I get asked that question a lot. Do I believe in aliens? Yes. Do I believe aliens have ever visited Earth? No, not really. I don't have any evidence to say that there are UFOs or UAPs. I would like to believe. I am Agent Mulder's poster. I want to believe, but I need the evidence. I can't wait to film my first UFO. I hope I don't get to film my first alien abduction experience, though. But if I do, y'all will be the first to see it. I promise you. Time and Date has a page for local rise and set times for the planets. Yeah, that's a good one, Joe. I like Time and Date. Very, very good website. What time should I go out in the morning to see what I can see in Georgia? So, Heather, probably just like right before dawn. I would say local time 4:45. If you want to try to catch Mercury with a good eastern horizon, maybe 5:30 or so a.m., something like that. Yeah, like Joe said here. We may have seen the same thing. Yeah, maybe so, man. For me, it was in the northeastern sky, maybe somewhere near Lyra or somewhere over in that, maybe the Cygnus area or something in that general range. It's hard to explain what I saw, which is why I kind of maybe attribute it to an eye fluke or whatever. But it looked like a fanned meteor. That's the only way I can describe it. Like a group of them came in together and sort of fanned out, and they were faint, so must have been small, but maybe there was a cloud of them. I don't know what it was. It was weird. But so maybe the question that you asked me earlier, have I seen anything I can't explain? Yeah, maybe that. Maybe it was an eye thing. Maybe it was a like 7,000 meteors the size of a grain of dust coming in together. Maybe it was a UFO. I don't know. It definitely wasn't Starlink, Logan. I've filmed and seen those many, many times. If you want to see some video of Starlink, actually, go to my Instagram and TikTok. I have plenty of those videos there as well. Do you think alien invasion is possible? Yes. I mean, hey, if aliens are out there and they can traverse the distances between the stars, if they're interstellar, I mean, we're barely interplanetary. We send probes out, but we're not an interplanetary species. So we've got a long way to go to even become interplanetary, and then interstellar is even harder. I would think if they came here and invaded us, it's not for natural resources. There's more water and iron and gold and diamonds and platinum and whatever you want out in the universe. There's no real reason to come to Earth for it, unless you come for the people, and we're cattle, and they're going to eat us. But I hope that's not. I definitely don't want to be eaten by an alien. So do I think it's possible? Yes. Do I want it to be possible? Absolutely not. No. Heather says, I filmed some sort of UAP last Friday and posted it to my page. It was bright like an orb and moved in all directions before it just disappeared. Weirdest thing I've witnessed in the sky. Interesting. Send me the video. I'd love to see it. Because, again, I have an open mind about UFOs. I don't necessarily believe in them, but I will look at stuff and say, oh, that was maybe a satellite, or that was maybe some Zeta Reticulans. I don't know. Soylent Green is not something I want to be. No, sir. What's up, Spencer Pratt? How you doing, buddy? Good to hear from you. Yep, we are the cattle, Bill says. That's not a very optimistic look at the future, Bill. In fact, it kind of frightens me. That's the kind of stuff that keeps me awake at night. Nuclear war, yes. Pandemics worse than COVID, like a movie like The Outbreak or something or whatever. That kind of scares me. Not much else scares me, but being eaten by aliens is not something that I think about when I want, when I'm trying to like have a happy Christmas or something. Spencer says, I'm totally organic, and I am not organic because I think that's what the aliens are into. They're on a low-carb thing, I bet you. So they're trying to not have anything organic, or maybe they are trying to have organic, and I'm the other thing that they don't want to eat. Let's just say that. Well, if y'all don't have any more questions about the planetary parade, I guess if y'all want to call it, oh, we got some titanium. Well, you know what, Spencer? That's just vitamins and minerals. That's all that is. You're a Flintstones tablet. A chewable Flintstones tablet is all we are at the end of the day, I guess. Y'all, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for sharing the feeds and stuff. And again, thank you for following me I'm on all the platforms, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook. I do different stuff in different places, sort of. So definitely follow me on all the different ones if you have those platforms. I'd definitely love to see you over there. Due to water, if aliens eat me, they'll instantly get heart disease. Well, what if they don't have hearts, Kenny? What if they don't have hearts? I guess they'll get whatever equivalent disease, right? Blood pumping device disease, whatever. Thank you for hanging out, Heather. Thank you, Nora, for hanging out. Y'all have a great morning. Good luck. If y'all do get out and get a chance to see this, pop it on the Facebook or the YouTube in the comments, or make a post about it. And if I see it, if you take a picture of it, maybe I'll share it. Share a bunch of y'all stuff in the stories that I'm putting out. One more comment before we go. Clear Ambient Sky says, last night we were imaging the Milky Way and planetary parade and saw a very slow blink at almost zenith. It only blinked 2 or 3 times. Howdy from East Texas and clear skies. Well, hello, East Texas. I'm just south of you, down in the Port Arthur area. So clear ambient skies, I may be able to help you with that. What you might have seen could have been a geostationary or geosynchronous satellite just at the right angle to blink. Some of them are in higher or lower orbits, so they either appear to move or they don't appear to move at all. So some of them are moving very slowly. Some of them are moving, basically they're just pinpoint in the sky. They stay in the same spot, like navigation satellites and those sorts of things. So sometimes you will see stuff like this in the sky where it just blinks a couple of times, because as it's twisting or turning, or even the rocket bodies that are up there, they're tumbling. A lot of those rocket bodies, and when they face their broad side to you, they're a lot brighter than when they are sort of tube pointed down at you. They're not really visible at all. So they can be visible for just 2 or 3 or so blinks, and then you lose it. Those are typically spent rocket bodies, and I've seen lots of those over the years. Very cool to see those, because you'll be like, whoa, what was that flash? And then you'll start looking over there, and then it'll flash just to the right or just to the left of it, whichever way it's going. And you'll be like, whoa, it was. And then it might be real dim like flash, and you'll be like, okay. And then it might be bright again. So yeah, those can happen, and those are really cool to see. So thank you for the comment, Clear Ambient Skies. Thank y'all for joining. And hey, good luck again, y'all. Get out there, see a bunch of planets in a line. Now that you know kind of what you're looking for, you're going to need to be up right before dawn. Good luck. We'll catch y'all on the flip side. Take care of yourselves and take care of someone else, guys. Have a good one.